Arg! Ahoy there, matey! Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. That is me, along with Captain Patrick and Barry the boater, rounding out the crew as we attempt to navigate the latest boating news and information to just make you a better boater. That's what we try
where's
to do.
Mikey?
Mikey is dealing with a major incident on his vessel. A water heater failed. And here's the text. He goes, guys, I can't make it today. I got a good story for next week because my water heater failed, considering scuttling the boat, but the water in my slip isn't deep enough. So,
Well, we could always come out there with a backhoe on a barge and dig it out deeper.
So this means either one of two things
What?
come to mind.
okay.
Either the water heater tank itself has failed in some way, shape, or form, and he needs to replace the entire water heater, and it is in such a place that he's going to have to dismantle a good part of the boat, or he's found that the water heater that was installed in his boat is no longer available, and he's going to have to replace it and reconfigure the space that the water heater is mounted in. If it's an element issue,
You could replace that.
yeah, that's
Possibly, yeah.
well, no, you can, but again,
can,
if it's mounted in such a place, that
right.
I can see
Against
what the element.
up against the whole side, who the hell designed this boat?
Yeah,
It never happens.
Well, when you look at the text and he talks about scuttling his vessel, I'm guessing, he's definitely having one of those two issues.
yeah.
Well,
If it's
I'm
that,
thinking,
if he's that frustrated already.
I'm trying to think, man. I would imagine a boat his size probably shouldn't have more than a 20 gallon hot water heater, if that. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And if that thing let go, and
yeah, but
has
it's fresh water, right?
Should be.
it is. Well, I mean, he would have filled if he was working off of his onboard water tank, or if he's hooked up to dockside water. Yeah, it's going to be fresh water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But if that tank ruptured in some way and was allowing water, especially if it was hooked up to dockside, you would never really know until your bilge pumps kicked on.
Right. Well, we'll find out next week whether Mike the Mariner needs a bigger slip, so he
Or
can
a smaller
scuttle
boat.
his boat at the marina there. But
Well, surprise.
We
will
wish
fit
him
in there
well.
nicely.
yeah.
Yeah, and if he needs a bigger boat, that takes us into our first boating story of the show, Greg.
It does. We
does.
finally got the list this is from Boating Magazine.
Boating Magazine. This has become somewhat of a tradition. You're welcome.
Boat of the year, category
year.
winners for 2023. So we
right.
finally got them.
And out of these category winners, we make our pick because Boating Magazine will, out of these boats, they will come up with their actual boat of the year out of these categories. And the first one, it was actually one that we talked about last week. And the tagline that this manufacturer has for this is apropos because it's time to reinvent adventure in your 13-foot veer skiff with the electric outboard.
Right.
Because anytime you're heading out in a 13-foot boat, it's going to be an adventure. I was actually a little surprised that this made their list, but that's under their accessible category.
Right.
Water sports is the Montera Surf Boss 2.0, which is a pontoon deck boat style. In the runabout category.
That's not a wakeboard then? Wake boat? Why would they call it a water sports surf boat?
Because it's a kind of a modular design, bringing do different types of activities like a pontoon style.
It is a V drive. It is a V drive towboat with the attributes of a pontoon boat.
Oh, okay.
Which is weird.
Weird, but
because when you look at the video of this thing, and all these boats, you can find these. You can make your pick. And then when we do get the nod from Boating Magazine and see if you matched up, if you indeed, and you get nothing but our undying admiration if you pick the right boat. We don't have any prizes in the prize locker, right, Greg?
No way. No way.
We may have a used water heater.
Check next week.
Yeah, it'll be signed by Mike.
But this Montara Surf Boss, the up from the rub rail up, it looks like a pontoon boat.
Right.
And it's a weird deal, but that made
But a V hole on the bottom, right? Kind of.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Right.
But
See, and I will say right out of the box, that's the one that caught my eye the most out of the different boats of all of those. So
it figures you would pick the Honda Ridgeline of boats out of this
Well,
category.
it's it's a little unique, and
Good
it's,
job, Greg.
Yeah.
and it gives you more options. So like Barry said, you could pull a boogie boarder or a skier off the back of this thing. You could have a party like a pontoon boat.
Mm-hmm.
It just gives you more options, more utility for that vessel. So
but it is a V drive, so you are going to be kind of limited there. It's
draft.
it's fixed running gear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then in the runabout category is the Four Winds H2E, and the E I have to, because this is the way they wrote it. It is the lowercase e for some reason. So I don't know why that matters.
I think they all do that now. Even cars do that.
It's
E means
weird.
extra, right? So what is extra
Trick.
on this Four Winds?
You've got the you have the option with this boat is
Yeah, you're
powered
completely
by
wrong, Greg.
That's the truth.
the
No,
Four
it is.
Winds H2 lowercase e bow rider is powered by an electric outboard. So it does give you the choice between electric or internal combustion propulsion. In the center console category is the Formula 387. In the deck boat is the Tahoe T21. And in the pontoon category is the Manitow 24 Explorer Max.
Mhm.
Those are your category winners. And out of that, we are all going to make our picks.
Already
as
did.
we think.
Because I'm the boss. I picked the boss. I like the name of that one better too. Out of all of them, they didn't even get the Four Winds one right. They put the E on the end, and it should be extra. But I guess it's electric, even though
All
they're
right,
doing
Patrick's lost, and we're done
And
for the
it's-
rest of
it's
the
not
show.
even-
This is how he buys pickup trucks.
I
he buys
know.
them on how they
I'm
look.
looking for utility and
you're
dependability
not.
and flexibility and that kind of thing. Yeah, practicality. And it
Okay.
gives you more options on that first one on the boss. Plus, you
Greg.
get a cool name. What am I boating? I'm boating on a boss.
See, this is why you did not pick an F-150 or a Chevy 25.
Oh, come
It's
on. You want to boat like a
the
boss. Who doesn't want to
Ridgeline.
boat like a boss? Barry.
No, I don't want a boat like a boss.
Really?
I'll be up in the mountains and traversing streams and rivers.
Yeah,
in
the
my-
Four
in my
Winds.
Ridgeline.
Let me just say, the Four Winds boat looks really nice, but I don't see anything just from aesthetics that make it look any unique, other than the power plant might be different.
Well, the
And
power
that's it.
plant is different. I mean,
Right,
you have a choice
but-
of Well, the Veer also included either internal combustion or electric motor.
Let me tell you something. If that boat wins, I'm just saying this right now.
You're going to quit. You're done with the boating.
If this boat wins, I will never do this bit again because I will lose my friggin' mind. I will go down to Boating Magazine because they're located here in Central Florida,
Yeah.
Okay.
and I will picket their establishment.
But I thought you liked that boat. You thought it was a good
No.
entry-level boat. And
No, I
Huh?
said the exact opposite last week.
That would be a good dinghy for a yacht
yes, it would.
because you would
Possibly.
have it plugged in all the time, and then you take it. You could
But
sneak
there's
up on the beach.
already that the market is flooded with rigid inflatable type boats or 13-foot stop with electric outboards. I talked about that last week when we talked about this boat. The Torqeedo electric motors are out. There's nothing there that makes me go, I want to drop $14,000 on this thing.
It's pretty color.
Just shut up, Greg.
I think it's eggshell. I think that's
No,
what
I
I'm
said
looking
that.
at.
It's not eggshell. What are
Is
you,
it? What
blind?
is- yeah,
It's
probably.
greenish.
Greenish. That's your
Yeah.
computer monitor. More coming up. Stay close to the world of boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me, or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a brain fork in him. He's done.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I used to have a boat.
You did?
Yeah, she was pretty damn sweet, man. I love that boat.
So why'd you lose it?
Sometimes the things we love aren't long for this world, Bird. Especially when your alcoholic ex-wife gets drunk and falls overboard and drowns.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick Barry, the boater, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information and discuss Boating Magazine's 2023 Boat of the Year finalists. Out of those 5 categories, I picked the Montara Surf Boss 2.0. So I guess there's a 1.0 or initial surf, but most innovative is what they're calling it.
I'm gonna write this down.
And I agree, because I think it looks kind of cool, and you can, water ski off the back of it, pull a boogie boarder, has a big enough deck for some diving, could probably handle the ocean waves a little better than a typical pontoon because of the, the hull design is designed for deeper water. I mean, the downside, carries probably more draft than a typical pontoon, but I'm just saying for me, that would be, out of all of them, probably the most practical for what I'd want to use it for, which is pretty much everything. Diving, skiing, maybe a little fishing. You could do all that off that vessel.
Okay.
And Patrick scoffs, but that's my mind. Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it. What's wrong with that? What do you think, Barry?
I'd like to text Mike and get his opinion.
Well, he's not here. He's putting in a water heater. So
I know that. Well, in between his cursing and kicking and drilling holes and all that, I thought he could take a break.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
all right.
That ain't going to happen. So,
okay,
I mean,
so
do you follow my logic, though, for that? Does it make sense to you?
Yeah, and it's a decent-sized boat. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's
cool name, too.
Well,
Surf Boss.
He's just got them.
Yeah. You're easy. You're easy to sell. It's just
better
easy.
than a bunch of letters and numbers. That's all I'm saying. They got to work more on that in the industry.
Okay,
get cooler names.
And to be cool on the water in that thing, you're going to start. Starting price is about $160,000.
Okay, well that's easily afforded with Barry's credit card. So
he's going to tow his Surf Boss with his Ridgeline.
Yeah, I could do that.
He's not.
No, it'll pull it.
He's not
easily.
towing that boat with his Honda Ridgeline.
Sure, I am.
How much does it weigh?
That is not happening.
Yeah, it is.
It does not matter.
All right, moving on.
Okay.
Barry the boater, what say you? Which boat do you like out of those 5 or
Now,
so that we mentioned?
I like it for one reason, and that is because the cockpit's more enclosed than the other boats. Unfortunately, it is large. The Formula 387.
You like that one, huh? Just more
Yeah.
traditional design, just like the sleekness and the possibility
it's
of going
again,
electric?
No, the Formula. No, you're not
Oh, the
making that
Formula
electric.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
that can come with 2 600 horsepower Verados.
Oh,
No,
okay,
you're
gotcha.
not putting
Barry,
electric
did you
motor-
base your decision on the name of the boat or the numbers that came after it?
Neither. Again, after owning a center console with absolutely nothing to cover me except a bimini, and being out in stormy weather and kind of ducking down, driving it, looking only at the compass as the rain beats me from all ends.
Okay. So you
I've
want more
learned to
privacy.
appreciate- I just want a little bit more cover.
Mhm.
So
All right. So that's what you're thinking.
yeah, if I could shrink it down to a 28-foot, just take a saber saw and cut it 10 feet out of it. That
I
might
think that
work.
voids the warranty, Barry.
Yeah.
No, you
what
just
is
glue
that
it
one
back
going
together.
for, Patrick? Do we know price on that one? Because that's
one and
very
a
pricey.
half, $1.5 million.
Okay. Well,
I'll use Greg's credit card after he uses mine.
And by the way, Greg,
but
what is the tow capacity on your Honda Ridgeline?
I'll take a
6,000
look at it.
pounds.
Yeah, you're not towing that Surf Boss.
What? How big is that
Seriously?
Surf Boss?
It's 7,000 pounds,
Oh, is it?
and you can,
Oh,
and
okay. I
that's
didn't think
dry
it was
weight,
that big.
right?
and that's not there's
Yeah,
Well, how
that's
big is
dry
that
weight.
one?
here, not a trailer, is 7,000 pounds.
Huh.
I told you, you're not towing that
Well,
boat.
how, I
Your
mean,
Honda
the
Ridgeline.
picture is misleading. Then how long is that? It looks smaller
it's a 40,
in the picture.
It's a 42 foot.
Oh, it's a 42 foot. Oh, geez.
Notice he believes anything I tell him.
What
I have
is
no
it?
idea. You're supposed to do your own homework.
Well, I
told you
I
he
just
ba-
looked at the
he,
picture.
ba- he based
I know.
he based
Oh,
the
there's,
same
a,
way
there's a
he
23
decides on
and a
which pickup truck.
25.
Yeah.
So you're telling me the 23 is 7,000 pounds?
Well, remember,
This
it's
boat is 27 feet 7 inches.
Well, that
Oh,
is
that's the big one.
incorrect
That-
because there's a 23 foot Surf Boss and a 25 foot Surf Boss. Maybe there's a 27 you're looking at that is much heavier. I'm looking at their website right now.
Montara Surf Boss 2.0 pricing and specs. $160,000, 27.7 feet, 8.5 foot beam,
Okay.
and a 6,939 pound weight with 104 gallon fuel capacity, which you can do the math at 8.8 pounds per gallon. I'm sorry, 6.6 pounds per gallon. And then you're not towing that boat with your Honda Ridgeline.
It could be 7,000 why Ridgeline does. I don't remember. Actually,
of
I'm looking
course.
there. There's
Now
a 23 footer that is 6,500 pounds dry weight. Is that what-
64.58 dry weight, and then you got to add how many gallons of fuel?
It's a
104 gallons times 6.6 is what?
Yeah.
650 gallons, 650
plus
pounds
the
of fuel,
trailer.
plus the trailer. Yeah. Poor little
you're not
Ridgeline.
you're not towing it with your look. You could tow it. but you ain't-
F-150.
You ain't stopping, and you ain't getting it out of a ramp.
Well, I'll get a Cybertruck. I'll be fine.
A Cybertruck. Now the Toyota Tundra can tow 10,000 pounds, so you could go with a real pickup truck.
Or you
one
get
day.
a Cybertruck. Doesn't the Cybertruck
Cybertruck.
outperform all those?
That
That's what I saw this
Cybertruck
week.
is going to, when it becomes self-aware, like the rest of the AI that you're embracing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but it can tow like a crap load of stuff. It can only go for about a mile though, right?
Oh, okay, there you go. It's got a 20-mile
There's a
range.
downside.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So there's supposedly a couple different versions, a 23, 25, and maybe a 27. So
Right.
I'm just looking at their website.
They
But
basically
it still
just
looks
stretched
cool.
it out.
I mean, I'm not going to tow it anyway. I would
It's
have
a-
it in the water all the time. I'd have it at a
It's-
dock. I wouldn't.
it's
I'd
a-
have
it's
it
a-
in a marina.
It's a stupid boat.
Okay.
Okay.
All
so
right. I got the 387.
he's got Barry's got a little bit more traditional, bigger, nicer boat, but very traditional in the
Again,
sense
within
of a
a
classic.
somewhat enclosed cockpit. You can
Right.
put some sides on it, and you can go through rough seas and not get soaked.
So Captain Patrick has a pick. I assume it's that
I do.
Veer 13-footer.
It is not.
From what you
Definitely is
said so
not.
far.
It is not.
No, You sure.
That your Honda Ridgeline could tow.
Well, I hope. Yeah.
Maybe.
As well as your
Okay.
motorcycle, probably, right?
I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what he picked. Wait, before you pick, can I guess?
And by the
No.
way, I think since we've been doing this, I think I've picked the boat of the year twice.
But who's counting? Patrick.
I am. I am.
Exactly.
Greg is 0 for 5. Barry is 1 for 5, I think.
Yeah.
It's a very
'Cause I didn't-
subjective choice, though. Let's be
All right.
honest.
So
There's no
I
winners or
think-
losers here.
Let me guess.
Unless Greg wins.
There's
then
only
it's
losers.
It's
Then-
Mardi Gras time. if
That's
Greg
right.
wins.
If Patrick, can I guess what
Yep.
you picked?
Yep.
I would say of the two left, I would say the Tahoe 21.
You are correct, sir.
Wow, look at that. So Barry
And-
and Patrick obviously talked before the show today.
We did not. But
No, we did not.
I would like to explain to you why.
Nope,
I
we
picked-
have no time for that. We got to take a break, and then we will let you explain your choice of why you picked that over the VR13. 'Cause I thought for sure he was leaning that way. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Come on, Williams, what are you standing around for here? Get on board.
Get on board. Don't fret. Don't try to worry. Just get on board. I'll take you there. Just get on board. Don't worry about your destination. 'Cause I'll tell you where we're going when we get there.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Barry the boater, Captain Patrick rounding out the crew. You might get there on a Tahoe T21. That was Captain Patrick's pick of Boat of the Year from the list for Boating Magazine. Barry, you agree with that, or you think Patrick's lost his
No,
marbles?
I don't think so. But let me explain something real quick. When we got our homework assignment here, about 4 days ago, number one, I wrote him back and I said, "Is this it?" And then number two, when I told him what I picked, he said, "What are you, crazy?" And I said, "Yeah."
Okay, so you denied that you had spoke before the show. Just a few minutes ago.
We did not speak.
We did not speak
Oh, you
before
just
the show.
texted back and forth.
We
Okay.
did not
text.
You're
We
not
did not
listening.
text.
We did not
Email?
text.
What?
We did not discuss what he picked. He
Oh,
asked
just
me
you
what
told
I
him-
picked.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
I asked him. I told him what I picked, and then he came back and looked at me like I had lost my mind. And I said, of the choices, that was the lesser of all evils.
Yeah, but he looks at you like that every week. So,
Well, that's true. So
anyway, Patrick picks the Tahoe T21. Why, Patrick? Why is that the one? Why is that the winner in your eyes?
Okay. What I look at is first we're going to look at price. So with Tahoe, they do a national price, no haggle, no hassle, national price.
Okay.
And with the base package, and there's a lot of options. You can get a wakeboard tower, or, a fold down wakeboard tower and stuff like that. It comes with a ski pylon standard, which is stowable. But with the 150, which I wouldn't get it with the 150 XS 4-stroke Merc, I'd go with the 200 horse. But boat, motor, trailer. Okay, trailer included. And again, trailer's going to be great if you're in freshwater. It's a powder coated trailer. It looks very nice, fold away tongue. All that does not look overly long. So somebody like Barry wants to store it in his garage, or you got a limited amount of space. Boat, motor, trailer, national price is just under $42,000.
Okay, well that's not bad.
Look, you're going to
boat that big, yeah.
That's a used pickup truck in today's market.
True.
Right now, and you're getting an all composite construction, 21.5 foot, just short of an 8.5 foot wide beam, bow rider. They call it a deck boat, but it's got more of that true bow rider, not necessarily a squared off bow look to it. It's aesthetically pleasing. Performance on this thing and they tested with the 200 horsepower, Boat Magazine did. They were just under 60 miles an hour running this thing.
And that is scary on this boat. 60 miles an hour on a 21-foot boat is hauling butt.
This thing will move. It's not a joke. And what I look at is for people that, I've been on my platform often enough over the years on this show, the lack of affordable new boats. You got to get people into boating, and you've got to get that. You want that first experience for the new boater. You got to hit it out of the park. If they get a boat that is so technology heavy that they don't understand it, they don't know how to maintain it, they don't know how to take care of it, they become a slave to it, they get turned off by boating. And this boat is really geared towards the opposite. There's no analog gauges. It's an 8-inch digital screen that you've got. It's very basic in what you find in boats, but it's not lacking for comfort or features. And I think this is how you get this next generation of boaters into boating and make a positive experience. And then you get them into their next generation boat, possibly something bigger with more technology. No, not the
Surf Boss. He just likes the name.
But this is, in my eyes, it's a great. They knocked it out of the park. They really did. You're talking about an easy to maintain, all composite construction, a boat that performs exceptionally well, and you're not going to become a slave to it. It's not going to be so daunting to a first-time boater, or maybe somebody who's moving up from a 13-foot veer into something like this, and they're going to feel overwhelmed with the boat.
Or a 17-foot Triumph.
Hey, we're not cutting. No, we're not dishing the Triumph. I would upgrade the trailer to an aluminum trailer.
I would, as aluminum or galvanized, certainly. But again, boat, motor, trailer package out the door with a national no haggle. Whether you're in Florida or you're in California, this is the price.
Okay. And I mean, the price makes a big difference. So you think this would just be a great entry-level boat for a family or whatever?
I think it's a great entry-level boat for a first-time boater that's going to test the water, so to speak, or for somebody who's been boating for a number of years and maybe has a smaller, an 18-foot, and wants to move up.
17-foot Triumph.
But again, doesn't want to become such a slave to the boat with the care and the maintenance. This looks like, from everything that I read and from the pictures and the review, the video, an easy to operate, easy to maintain. Go out, use it, bring it home, wash it down, give it a nice bath, let it dry, cover it up, and it's ready to go the next time. And again, the performance on this thing with that 200 horse, I don't think you're really gonna beat, running at 58 miles an hour with, a couple people on board and a full tank of gas. You put a family of 4. You want to pull a tube, you want to pull a skier or a wakeboarder. You have that option. Again, you can certainly drive the cost up with the options, but not to the point where, again, it drives it out of most customers' price range.
Mm-hmm. Barry, what say you?
And the boat with the trailer and wet would probably run around 5,000 pounds. I'm looking at the dry weight with the trailer right now. So your Ridgeline might tow this one downhill with a tailwind.
Well, by the way, what kind of truck you have?
Tacoma.
Yeah, and it could pull what?
3,500 pounds.
What? That's all?
That's what my Triumph is, lightweight. And that in the trailer, I tow it with no problem.
I thought it was supposed to be able to pull like 10,000 pounds.
Not the Tacoma.
No, not the Tacoma. The Tundra can pull 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
The Tundra is the V8 model. I don't
so mine
need a V8.
is better than yours, is what you're trying to say.
What I'm trying to say is that my Tacoma is able to tow my boat and trailer without any issues, and I still get better gas mileage than I would with the Tundra.
And I'll tell you, I for the first time, I was on my chopper last week, and I did get passed by a Honda Ridgeline, which was quite the feat. But I do have to say it was on the back of a flatbed.
I said you were number one. Did you see that?
Or it was on fire, one or the other.
Yeah, funny.
But the optional trailer weight is 845 pounds.
Yeah.
For this, and taking the average dry weight of the boat at 2150. Average dry weight with the heavier motor is 2660. So you're looking at a weight of about 3,500 pounds.
Right. But that's dry. So add fuel.
But again, at a 40-gallon tank, again, it's not something, again, for the first time.
For a first-time boater, yes.
And for somebody who's been in boating, again, I think it's a great buy. That's my pick.
All right, Captain Patrick has spoken. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network. Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
We now return to Night Boat, the crime-solving boat.
Faster, Night Boat. We've got to catch those starfish poachers.
You don't have to yell, Michael. I'm all around you. Oh no, they're headed for land.
We'll never catch them now.
Incorrect. Look, a canal.
Oh, Night Boat, go!
Oh, every week there's a canal. Or an inlet. Or a fjord.
Quiet! I will not hear another word against the boat.
I was young, I was dry, but to sail I would go. 1 hour on the water, I was soaked down below. Though I tried, I couldn't hide from my mother's piercing view. But all she would say was, a big boy like you. Wet before, wet behind, we're the members of the Wet Pants Club.
Getting a little pissed here.
Wet before, wet behind, we're the members of the Wet Pants Club.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick Barry, the boat rounding out the crew. Okay, so we've covered the base of Boating Magazine's Boats of the Year for 2023. Gave our own picks. What do you mean there was one more? There's only 3 of us.
All the boats. I know that, but there were some other boats. Yeah, there was one more. You didn't do your homework.
We mentioned all of them. Which one did you not hear us talk about?
The Manitoba 24 Explorer Max pontoon. He just
he mentioned it by name.
He mentioned it. Yeah, right. That was it.
But nobody picked it. So
no. Well, we could leave that.
There's 3 of us, and there were 5 or 6 boats to pick from.
Well, we could get that one to Mikey. We'll just default it to him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see. I mean, I like the platform layout of that, but it would just seem like it was a nice economical option for a maybe higher performance pontoon type vessel. That's what I got out of it.
What about if I were to take a Sharpie and write "boss" on it? Would you buy it then?
Nope, because I like the other one better. I mean, I think it looks better. That one, I don't know. It's kind of looks like it's made out of that same material as your Triumph, like
Well, it's not the Lego boat. We know that.
Yeah, but
it's
it
close
looks
to
plastic,
it because
too plastic.
Because it is powered by two Rotax jet boat engines.
Yeah, jet boat engines.
Which is kind of cool. But I mean, you see what I'm saying when it has that kind of plastic, Sea-Doo kind of look to it.
So that would be good if you own one of those boat rental places and you would
Bumper
rent them out
boats.
for the weekend. They go out in the bay somewhere and they go to haul over or somewhat throughout their anchor and party all night.
Yeah, listen, I'm not taking my brand new $125,000 boat and turning it into a rental. I'll get those Lego boats.
The Lego.
those would be my rental boats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they will work.
Right.
And that's when you and I saw those down in Miami. That's exactly what I said. This would be perfect if I was set up to rent boats or I had a boat club.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you're getting.
Right. Yeah, it's made out of the same stuff. A lot of those floating docks are made out of, probably.
Yeah,
it
they
looks very
take
similar.
a beating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's what it's for, okay, it makes sense. And they were trying to do a more economical version of that type of vessel, and it's not a bad design. It just kind of looks cheap when you just look at the pictures. So
I was up at the SPS Seminole Power Sports. I was getting a new rear tire on my chopper. So I'm in the showroom and I'm looking at the Lego boats, and it's like the more I look at them, it's like, man, these are just. I don't like the word cheap, but this is just not built for the long haul.
Well,
they're just not.
They're beater boats. I mean, you could look at it like that too. I guess it just depends on.
We don't know. We haven't tested one out, but they certainly are interesting. It looks like you could just take it, split it in half, and add more links to it.
Well, that may be, but you'd feel a lot less worried or concerned if you
can make it into a 50-foot barge.
Well, you put a little dent in something like that compared to one of the more expensive vessels.
I mean, I have a feeling like the guys at Sea-Doo, to the design team, it was like, look at what my 3-year-old built out of Lego.
No,
wow, we need to build that.
They have their place. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying.
You're right. Every boat has its place, and it had one.
Okay, so we covered that base. There are a couple other little stories we want to throw out there to our passengers before we wrap it up.
When we do get Mike back, are we going to let him make a pick, even though we already made our picks? Or is he out of the
we're going to
running?
move on to his water heater issue.
Okay.
So
that's sad.
But we have a couple other stories we want to plug out there that are on the World of Boating Facebook page, or at least came out this week, don't we, Patrick?
We do. There was a sailboat that had washed ashore up in Jacksonville Beach. Finally, is getting unfortunately, it's getting demolished. And the guy that owns the boat, Luke Rayberg, who I think this is the guy that showed up to the meeting without shoes and smoking a pipe full of medicinal marijuana or something like that. The engine failed, his anchor broke, and he couldn't afford to have the boat towed off the beach. Community members started a GoFundMe page. They've only raised half the money to get the boat towed, but the boat's getting actually destroyed. And I'll tell you what, the people up in Jacksonville Beach, they wasted no time in tagging this boat. They did some really nice graffiti work.
Really?
On this thing. Yeah, they really did.
So did Captain Ron appreciate the upgrade or not so much?
No, he said his quote from the paper is, I'm still expecting that $20,000 bill to come in the mail, like this guy has a mailing address, the $20,000 bill to come in the mail when they remove the boat and they pay their high dollar super insured contractor to get it off the beach, says the guy who failed to properly maintain control of his boat, and it wound up on the beach. Also, it should be noted that Rayberg was arrested last month for abandoning a derelict vessel and is also wanted for an expired registration and failing to transfer the boat's title. So this is a boat that he bought, never bothered to transfer it in his name, never bothered. And obviously in doing that, the registration was out of date, and he pretty much grabbed his stuff on the boat and walked away.
Well, as he said that, hey, I got it on the beach. I can get it off the beach. Give me 20 grand. I'll take care of it.
You know,
Try that.
I am amazed at the artwork on this boat.
Right?
I can't draw a straight line, and they did lettering that came out really nice.
They really did. I mean, it is quite impressive.
You're talking about the graffiti that people put on it?
But
Really?
yeah, but they do nice work. Yeah, they should be artists.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All
They
right.
they could paint someone's ridgeline.
Out in California, there's an ongoing controversy that unfortunately the article that I had pulled up, I think I keep hitting a paywall on it. But here's, do you have a constitutional right to anchor your boat wherever you want?
Nope.
Why not?
Well, if you were going to do that in like a local waterway or something, you don't have a right to just anchor out there. If it's like in a subdivision or whatever, I mean,
why not?
I don't know. It just doesn't seem like you would have that capability. I mean, there's waterway issues. Are you saying you can't anchor? I mean, obviously, if it's a thoroughfare and an inlet, you can't anchor there. And
well,
interrupt
obviously
traffic
you can't. You can't anchor, and nobody would in their right mind anchor and impede the
like Captain Ron in Jacksonville.
No, they would not be anchoring at the entrance to Haulover because
forget that. That would sink.
Yeah. So nobody's doing that. But out in California, of course, there's this ongoing, and it's we've talked a little bit about this over the years, ongoing controversies of should government dictate where and when you can anchor your boat. And certainly there are areas where you are not allowed. Again, you cannot be in shipping lanes and things like that. But certainly out in California, and we know down in Barry's area, where homeowners have taken offense to people coming inside and anchoring their boat and destroying their $1 million view of the mangroves.
They paid a lot of money for that.
Well, that's right. And let's be real. I mean, California is known for letting people do whatever the heck they want with no regulation whatsoever.
Okay.
And I say that dripping with sarcasm, and on that note,
okay.
We're going to wrap it up till next time. Remember, whether it's sail or motor,
life is better as a boater.
Even in California.
Goodbye, everyone.
Safe boating, everyone.
Barnacle-bitten swab. World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.